guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I've got quite a few delicious dinners to share with you from this past week. I share these videos every week to hopefully give you guys some new meal ideas and to motivate you to cook more for your family. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on trying any of these recipes that I'm sharing with you today. As always, any links will be in the description box. Now let's go ahead and get into today's video. It is Friday and tonight for dinner we are doing chili dogs, and I was going to make tater tots, but I think we're just going to do like some chips and fresh veggies because I don't want to turn on the oven and I can't cook the hot dogs and the tater tots at the same time in the air fryer. So I think we're just gonna do chips or something, whatever we've got. But we've got these Nathan's bun length skinless beef franks. I'm gonna put them on the air fryer thing, and I put some foil, make it easier for cleanup. And then in the past when I've done it in my old air fryer, I did 400 for like 6 to 8 minutes. I think I'm gonna do 350 for like 6 to 8 minutes. I'm just gonna take them out, put them on there, and that's it. And then I've got a can of Hormel chili with beans so we can have chili dogs. And I will get out some cheese and shred that. And then we are trying these brioche hot dog buns from Aldi. They're split on the top, which is really nice, especially for chili dogs. I think those are gonna be great for that. So that is going to be dinner for tonight. I will show you when it's done. Okay, here is my chili cheese dog. I've got some mustard on there, hot dog, chili, and some cheddar cheese. And then these are the Aldi brand, like Funyuns. They're onion rings, which are not bad. They're not just like Funyuns, but they're pretty good. And then Elijah didn't want any chili, but he said he did want cheese. So he's got cheese on there, and then he asked for some ketchup, which is on the table. And then Lily is having a chili cheese dog as well, just with no mustard. That is going to be dinner for Friday. Saturday night was salad night. I had written Cobb salads on the meal plan. I don't know if all of this stuff is in Cobb salads, and I know some of it is extra, like those everything seasoned cashews, but it just kind of put everything out and everybody could kind of pick what they wanted for their salads. I actually remembered to hard boil the egg this time, and I even cut up some avocado. So here I am, I'm making my salad. I'll just put some music to this and you guys can see how I built my salad. So here are the kids' plates. Lily, of course, does not like lettuce, so she just has like all of the things for the salad on a plate. And then Elijah has all of his stuff for his salad on a plate. He asked for it to be this way. And then he had his bowl of lettuce with ranch dressing and everything but the bagel seasoning on the side. And then he put the toppings on there himself. Sunday night was taco night, so I just cooked up some ground beef with some taco seasoning. I made some hard shells in my air fryer, and I of course made my Instant Pot Mexican rice, which I will have linked down below. I always link it down below when I make it. It's got its own separate video, and it is delicious and easy. And then for toppings, we had sour cream, salsa, this street taco sauce from Aldi, some cheese, and some lettuce. Now, I know that the rice that I make is good, but I always choose not to eat it. Most of the time I choose not to eat it. I am more of a taco person. I would rather eat more tacos than eat rice. I guess I'm just not like the biggest fan of rice. I don't know. Am I alone in that? I just would rather eat more tacos. It is Monday night, and tonight for dinner I am making a lemon shrimp sheet pan dinner. I have made this before, but I am doing it a little bit differently this time. I'm actually following the recipe this time. The recipe calls for about a pound to a pound and a half of shrimp. I always just buy this 12-ounce bag, and that's enough to feed our family with a little bit of leftovers. And then 3 lemons, 1 stick of butter, unsalted butter, and a package of Italian salad dressing seasoning mix. Usually I don't have this, and so I just do whatever seasoning I want, like some garlic powder, some Badia Complete. I've even done Tony's, any seasoning you want. But tonight I'm trying it with this one, and hoping that it turns out good. We really do like this seasoning on other stuff. Like last week I made those angel pork chops and it had this on it. So I think it's gonna be really good on the shrimp, and I'm excited to try it the way the recipe was written. So I'm going to start off by slicing these 3 lemons and just laying them out on my sheet pan. And then I've got my shrimp in the sink. I need to finish peeling it, and then those will just get laid on top of all of the lemons. I'm gonna melt up this stick of butter and then pour that over the shrimp and lemons, and then sprinkle on the seasoning mix, and then that goes in the oven at 350 for about 13 to 15 minutes. And it's super quick, minimal ingredients, easy, and it's usually great with other seasonings, so I'm sure it's going to turn out great with this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on slicing up my lemons. Okay, while my shrimp is in the oven, I'm going to whip up a really quick garlic Parmesan 1-pot pasta made with angel hair. So right here I've got 3 tablespoons of butter. I've got my pan over a medium heat. I'm gonna let that melt, and while that melts, I'm gonna mince up some of this fresh garlic from Aldi. I'm gonna do like 4 cloves, and then add that to the pan once the butter is melted and cook it for about a minute. Okay, now I'm going to stir in 1½ cups of chicken broth, a little bit of oregano and parsley, and 1 cup of heavy cream, and then I'm just going to bring that to a low boil. Now that we've got that to like a gentle boil, I'm going to add in 8 ounces of angel hair pasta. You could break it in half if you want to, especially if you're using like a smaller pan. I'm just gonna let mine kind of get soft and go down in there. And I'm not gonna cover this or anything. I'm just gonna let it simmer for about 4 to 5 minutes, stirring it often to make sure that my noodles don't stick together. Okay, it's been 5 minutes and my pasta is cooked. Angel hair takes like no time at all, and it absorbed most of that liquid. I have turned off the heat, and now I'm going to stir in about half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and then it also says you can add in up to about half a cup of milk to thin it if you want to, and I think I might need to do that since it already absorbed like all of the liquid. This dinner was delicious, and it probably was my favorite meal of the week. I love shrimp, especially when it has like lemon, and I served this with some green beans, and we love the pasta as well. It was something different than what I usually make. I usually make this shrimp with like orzo, and I will definitely make the shrimp with this Italian seasoning again. We really did like it, but it's also good if you don't have the Italian seasoning and you just use whatever seasoning you have. Whatever works. It still tastes really good. Tuesday night I made cowboy beans, and this recipe is from my friend Jess over at Jess and the Boys. Before seeing her video, gosh, like a year or two ago, I had never seen or heard of cowboy beans before. And they made this recipe over on their channel, and I have been making it ever since because it is so delicious and it's pretty quick and easy. And my family loves it. It's a family favorite. Lily actually requested it this week, and that is why I am making it. So I'm starting off by browning about a pound of ground beef, and I season it with some parsley, some minced garlic, and some seasoned salt and pepper. When the meat was browned, I went ahead and drained off the grease. You can drain it like the regular way and get like 100% of the grease out, or you can use the paper towel trick, which is what I did because I was trying to make things easy. And then I added in 2 cans of pork and beans, some bacon. Usually I do fresh, like cooked bacon, but I didn't feel like it this night, so I just used the like fresh or the like real cooked bacon from Sam's Club. Added in some brown sugar, some ketchup, some mustard, some Worcestershire sauce, and some sriracha. And I gave that a good stir and turned the heat down to like medium low and just let that simmer. While my beans were simmering, I quickly made some like cheddar bay biscuits. So to a large mixing bowl, I added 2 cups of like Bisquick baking mix, 1 cup of milk, and sometimes I do buttermilk, but most of the time I don't have buttermilk on hand, so I just use regular milk, half a cup of cheddar cheese, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And I just mixed all that together really well. Then I spoon that mixture onto a grease baking sheet. I try to do them as evenly as possible. Usually I get somewhere between 6 and 8 biscuits. Then these bake in a preheated oven at 450 degrees for 10 minutes. When they come out of the oven, you want to brush them with a garlic butter mixture. You could make your own, which is what I typically do, but since I have this Chef Chamois garlic butter, I decided just to melt some of that and brush them on there, and they turned out just as good. They were really delicious. After the beans had simmered for about 15 minutes, I went in and added some cheese. Usually I do cheddar, but you could really do anything that you like. I think Jess did American cheese when I watched her video. Can't remember for sure because it's been so long. But I'm pretty sure that's what they use. But really, you could use anything you have on hand. So just add that all over the top of the beans, and then I put a lid on it and let that melt for probably about 5 minutes. And here was the finished dinner. Quick and easy, simple, and definitely a family favorite. I will say, since this was the first time I believe that I used those real bacon crumbles, we didn't miss the regular like fresh cooked bacon in it. It tasted the same, and so that's a good quick little shortcut to use if you want to make cowboy beans. It is Wednesday, and tonight for dinner we're having chicken parm. It's supposed to be easy chicken parm. I have these herb encrusted chicken tenders. We've had these before and made easy chicken parm with them. I just throw them in the air fryer. I've got those in there. I'm gonna put it on 350 and cook them for about 25 minutes, flipping halfway through. But guys, I don't have spaghetti sauce. I guess I forgot to look and see if we had it. I just assumed we had it because we usually have it. But I did remember Jen has a marinara sauce recipe that's pretty easy in her cookbook, Jen Chapin's cookbook. I will have that link down below. I haven't tried this recipe yet, but I remembered that it was in here and that it was pretty easy. So we are trying that tonight. It calls for minimal ingredients: olive oil, half of a yellow onion, some garlic cloves, 128-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, some Italian seasoning, some salt, and some sugar. That's it. That's it for the ingredients. I did not have crushed tomatoes, but I made my own. I took 2 cans of diced tomatoes and used my immersion blender to get that kind of consistency. It's okay if it's a little bit chunky. We like it that way. It'll be good. So I have some olive oil over here heating up in my pan. And once that's hot, I'm going to add in my onion and cook that for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's translucent. Okay, now I'm going to add in my garlic and cook that for about a minute. Okay, now I'm going to reduce the heat to a medium-low and add in my crushed tomatoes and my Italian seasoning, salt, and sugar, and then I'm just going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes, stirring it often. Okay, this has been simmering for 5 minutes. It is done. It says to remove it from the heat and taste it for seasonings. I already tasted it and it tastes fine. I don't think I need to add any more sugar or salt or anything. So now I'm going to put some on my chicken. It is done in the air fryer. It took right at 25 minutes. I just checked the temperature. It's perfectly cooked. We are going to add some sauce to that and then some cheese. I've got a little bit of mozzarella and a little bit of Parmesan. And then I'm going to stick it back in there for probably about another 3 to 5 minutes just to melt that cheese. Okay, and here is our dinner. I just have mine over some angel hair pasta and some more of that sauce and then the chicken. And I cut up the kids' noodles and put some sauce on it. And then I cut up their chicken as well. We have had this easy chicken parm with both the red bag chicken from Aldi and this green bag. And we prefer the green bag for the like chicken parm because it's got like more of a breadcrumb like breading on it and Parmesan cheese, and it just is more like a chicken parm you would make yourself. So we really like it for that, and it makes really good like chicken parm sandwiches. If there is one of these left over, Andy will take it and put it on a hamburger bun and have it like as a sandwich for lunch the next day to kind of mix it up and do something different. So that is really good as well. And this sauce from Jen Chapin's cookbook, I've already tasted it. It is really good. I've said it before, I recommend her cookbook. Everything that I've tried in it has turned out great. So I will have that linked down below for you guys. It is Thursday night, and tonight for dinner I am making some beer battered fried fish. I've never done this before. I do not really like frying foods, but we had this cod and we determined that we don't like it baked. So I figured I would try to fry it. So I had 4 pieces of that left. I'm going to cut these down the middle so that they're long skinny pieces. And then I also had 2 pieces of tilapia. So I'm going to do the same thing with those and just cook those as well. Just use up the last of the fish that is in my freezer and then start over with some new fish. So I'm going to cut all these open, pat them dry, and season them with salt and pepper. And then for our batter, I'm going to be mixing together some flour with some garlic powder and paprika. And I'm going to add some Tony's Creole seasoning because we like that. And I want to add it to it. And then I'm going to add in 1 large egg, and then I'm going to whisk in 12 ounces of beer. This is the one Andy bought for me. We don't usually drink beer like this, but we needed it for the recipe, so we just bought 1 can, and all they had was these ginormous cans. So I'm going to measure out 12 ounces of that and whisk that in there as well. And then in the comments of the recipe, it said to let your batter just like kind of rest for a few minutes before actually dredging your fish in it. So then I will carefully dip my fish into the batter and then fry them in batches. I'm heating up some canola oil right now. That's what the recipe said to use. It was this whole bottle that I had to heat up because it said 3 inches of oil. So that's what I have in there. It's getting heated up, and then we're just going to fry them, like I said, in batches because we don't want to crowd the pan. And then I will drain them. It says on a wire rack, not on paper towels or newspapers or anything, because you don't want to steam it. You want it to stay crispy. So I'll get a wire rack out and put that over like a baking sheet so they can drain on that. And while I'm doing the fish, I am going to cook up these seasoned fries in the air fryer. And if I have any batter left, I might cut up this onion and make some onion rings as well.
Do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile? Do you know how much I love you? put my favorite song on. I put my feet up and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment.
And here is the finished fried fish. The batter on this was really good, but I think it needed to be a little bit thicker, so maybe not use as much beer, because as you can see, it started to kind of come off the fish and it didn't stick to the onion rings like very well at all. So I think if it would have been a little bit thicker consistency, that it would have done a better job. So we really like the batter. It was a little bit greasy, like it didn't want to drain properly on the racks. I feel like maybe I needed to pat it dry, like kind of soak up some of that grease, but not just like leave it sitting on paper towels and then like transfer it to the oven rack. But honestly, I am not a fan of frying foods, as I mentioned before. It makes my house smell disgusting. And I'm always afraid I'm going to burn myself, which I usually do by like splattering grease. I'd rather just, I think in the future, leave the frying fish to the restaurants and get fried fish at restaurants. But I would recommend this batter. It tasted great. So just keep in mind, like maybe add the beer a little bit at a time until you get to the consistency that you want. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And let me know in the comments if you plan on trying any of these recipes. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye!